I think this one. You just put it down. Put it down right on here somewhere. So you moved into this house. How many years, Jack?
We moved here December the 13th, 1948.
When's that thing going to start working?
Usually one day on Saturday.
I don't think so.
So, your mother's name was Minnie Burgess.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your dad's name?
His name was Rucker Holloman.
Rucker Holloman. Was he from around here?
Oh, he was from everywhere. He was born in Collin County, Texas.
Oh. Did he come here to live?
Mm-hmm. They married up there in Madison County, Arkansas, where Mama was raised.
Oh, yeah.
And then, they moved to Broken Arrow, and that's where I was born. They moved to this country when I was 4 years old, down here in this part.
So where did you live around here?
Oh, I've lived all up and down this creek.
Up here north of Knoxville?
We lived north of Nycut till I was almost 11. We moved back to Broken Arrow and lived 2 years.
Where was the house up here? North?
Oh, it's way up down in Hunt Mill Hollow, where we moved to when we come back from Broken Arrow.
Hunt Mill Hollow. Is it on it?
It's north of Nycut, and when we left here, we called it the Molten Mountain. That's 4 miles north of the Bradley place.
Molten Mountain.
And it was a mountain, I can tell you.
Did you live right up on the mountain?
4 miles from the Bradley Ford.
4 miles north. And is there still a road there now?
No, that's all been fenced in the Reinhardt.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you a thing about it. I've heard people say it used to be cars and still come up on that mountain. They say a horse couldn't get along that road now. Road up, so it's been fenced a while.
So after that you moved back to Broken Arrow?
When we left the Molten Mountain, we moved to Broken Arrow. When we moved back here from Broken Arrow, we moved in Hunt Mill Hollow.
Is that up north of here too?
Oh, yeah. You go up there. Give me that.
You gonna spray me?
I'm going to hit you.
Get down.
No.
I'll start telling things, they get aggravated, and I don't know what I'm telling.
You're talking about.
I'll make her come out there.
Hunt Mill Hollow you were talking about.
Well, when we moved back here, that's where we moved. We stayed there a year, and we moved to the Bradley place and stayed a year. We moved over here on the Haney place and lived 1 year, and back up in Hunt Mill.
Is the Haney place, are you talking about the 12,000 acres over there where the Tools live now?
I don't know what that
Where is the
is.
Haney place?
Well, you go up that road this other side and I could. Now, when we lived on it was called the Spear Anderson place. He owned it then.
Do you remember about when that was?
Yeah, that was in 25 when I started going with Tommy. We moved back up in Hunt Mill, and I didn't stay there a year. We married, and then moved right back in the same house we lived in when I started going with him. That's where Joey was born there.
Then you moved back to Huntsville.
No, we moved up here at the Haney place.
And so when was Jody born?
I don't like to tell you all about it. He was born the 7th day of September in 1927.
And were you still there when Stanley was born?
No, we lived on the Commonwealth place then when Stanley was born. But we went up here to Mama's. He was born up there where she lived when I married. We stayed there 2 weeks and went back home.
Oh. Did you do that with your other kids too? Go up and stay with your mother?
That's the only one I ever went back home.
Oh. Well, how did that happen? Did a doctor come over? Or?
We had doctors in my course.
What was his name?
His name was Crouch.
Crouch.
Oh, man. I've heard more people laugh about that name. He was a real old doctor.
What was, do you remember his first name? Or?
I never did know his first name.
Just Dr.
Doc Crouch was all I ever heard of.
Wonder how long he was practicing there.
Oh, he practiced there for a long time, but he had practiced medicine for years and years before he ever come to Nashville.
Do you remember about when he stopped or when he left the area?
I don't know when he left there. Now, Stanley is from the 26th of August till the 9th of November, over 4 years older than me. And he was gone, I know, Doc Blue Way, don't know, B.U., we always called him Blue when Minnie was born.
Was Blue there? I've heard of Dr. Blue. Was he there?
The old home place? They moved to Tulsa, and then they moved from Tulsa to Telequa.
Well, they went somewhere else.
Well, I didn't know them then. I don't know where they went from when they went to Tulsa. First time I ever knew them, they lived in Tulsa. I've been to the old home place, so I first started living there.
In Arkansas?
Mm-hmm.
So, you're talking about Dr. Blue.
B.U. His name's spelled B-I-L-Y-E-U, but everybody called him Blue.
I had heard someone say,
That's Patty's daddy-in-law. He married next to his youngest boy.
oh, what's his name?
Ray.
Tell us the name. She married Ray Blue. Did Dr. Blue stay on for a long time? Or?
Oh, yeah.
When did he?
He was. Well, now, I know the very year he died was when our boy was in the hospital, Fort Smith, and had so many different things wrong with him. He died the 7th of March of 1962.
So he practiced there from.
He practiced around here from the time, oh, he'd been in this country quite a while when Jody was born. Right after Jody was born, so he come to this country.
So from around.
And he practiced around here and lived around here till he died.
Was there any other doctors? Like was Dr. Crouch before him?
Mm-hmm.
And then is there any other doctors around him?
Them's the only 2 doctors I know of that ever lived around Knoxville.
Yeah, so
Dr. Crouch lived with himself. But Dr. Blue had raised his family.
and your daughter Paula live around here?
No, she's one we went to see last weekend. She lives in Hudson, Kansas.
Oh, Kansas. Did any of other Blue's kids or relatives, are they still around? Michael?
No, they're all gone from here now. Now the youngest one, Roy, he married a girl who lived right up here on this hill. Pretty Beauty. Had 2 children, they separated, and he's a Hutchinson, Kansas now.
Patricia Beauty, is she kin to Mun Beauty? Yeah.
Mun Beauty is,
Mun Beauty.
well, Bert and Mun, this girl's daddy and Mun was brothers. He would be her uncle.
Oh. So we have Jody, Stanley, Minnie,
Fairly and Genevieve and that.
Genevieve. Where's Genevieve now?
Well, now she lives down here at Scott, about 5 miles outside of Fort Smith. But she's on Monroe Route 1.
Yeah. Any more, or is that?
Oh, yeah. Now, the one that died is between Genevieve and Kennedy. You want his name? His name was Jerry Wayne. He just lived about 32 hours.
What year was
He was born, we moved here the 13th of December, and he was born in 48.
48.
Hi, Grandma.
And
Then Kenneth left.
Grandma. Howdy, Grandma. Howdy, Grandma.
You're going to get a spanking.
I don't care. I don't care.
And Will May is the last.
Will May.
W-I-L-L-A.
What about Kenneth and Will May? Are they still around, or did they
Will May lives up there in my house.
Will May does?
This is her kid.
Oh.
And Kenneth, he lives on,
Whose they were.
Kenneth lives on Monroe Route 3. He just lives 1 mile this side of Stanley. So that'd be 4 miles north of Monroe, and about 1/4 mile east.
Mm-hmm. So who did Will May marry then?
Earlene Workman.
And what are these names that are running around here?
The oldest one's named Gayla Lynn.
That's me.
How old are you, Bella?
I'm Dean and I'm 4.
Dina?
Dina Michelle.
Dina Michelle, that's a pretty name.
Then Michelle Wharton.
She'll be 5 the first day of August.
Are you going to go to school next year?
Yeah.
Where to?
Belfast.
Belfast.
Dad's gonna go to college.
Oh,
Well, I'm going to college.
she's got 7 years to wait.
Well, let's see, what schools did you go to school when you lived up here?
I don't know if you're a copy.
Was there
I went to Rock Fence. That's on up Little Creek when we lived. I never told you we lived on the Clinton place before we moved to the mountain.
Oh,
First school I ever went to was Rock Fence.
Rock Fence?
But it's consolidated with Bell now. We over on the head of Little League Street.
The Clinton place was on there?
It's on up. It's in Adair County.
Oh, so that's right.
Rock Fence consolidated with Bell, and Copic consolidated with Belfast.
And how about your kids? Did they? I guess you were living at different places when they were born, so they. What schools did they go to?
My two oldest ones went to Short. First school I went to. Short and Belfont's on the 2 day of winter.
Mm-hmm. Was Short,
It's consolidated
Short the one
with Belfont too.
is it the one that, where was it located then? Was it
Right on the
down?
other side of the mound. You go right straight on that road, and the first hill you go up. That white building up there is just about where the schoolhouse was, but it ain't the schoolhouse.
Oh, yeah. So it was right
And then we moved over here by the cemetery, and they went to Belfont, but it was down there below by Paul Matthews. Yeah. See, they moved it over there. That's where the Genesis lives now. It's in the old Belfont school. And they went to Newport when we lived over there. I guess they went that 4 terms and a half. They finished 1 term, a half term up here at college if we moved here. And Minnie, she had rheumatic fever and she had to quit Marlboro High School when she was, this started in the 10th grade. Well, she went to Teleclaw, stayed with his cousin and finished high school and went to college. They told her she'd never be able to do nothing if she didn't get a college education. She couldn't work at nothing.
They told her that.
Huh?
They told her that at school? Or?
Well, the doctors told her that.
Oh.
See, she was in the Crippled Children's Hospital at Oklahoma City for, one whole summer.
Oh.
From the time she finished the 9th grade, they sent her the 30th day of May.
Mm-hmm.
And she come home the 19th of July. Well, she had to quit riding the school bus. I think she started at Teleclaw High School the 10th of November when she's in the 10th grade. She works in some kind of office up there at college now. I don't know what it is. She said if she didn't have a job sitting down, she couldn't hold out to work because she couldn't stand on her feet. I think that's one reason she quit teaching. See, she can teach homemade. She said she'd go in Mexico and teach nothing but homemade and get rich. And I said, why don't you go? She said, I'm as far from home as I want to be.
Yeah, most of your kids moved out. And didn't stay around.
Oh, well, man, they live closer to us than anyone.
Yeah. Well, can you, do you remember when Aussie, did you live here when Aussie Tour had the school down here?
He owned it when we moved here.
Oh, before you moved here?
We moved here in 48, and if I ain't badly mistaken, he sold that store in 51.
Mm-hmm. 48. Oh, I was thinking he had it earlier than that, but he didn't.
Oh, he bought that store. He bought it in. Kemp was born in 41. I believe Olsen bought that store in 39. Now, I won't say for sure, but I think he bought it the year my grandpa died. And I know that was 39. That's when we lived right there by the cemetery.
By the...
Right this side of the cemetery.
Big cemetery?
Seabolt.
Oh.
We lived there 6 years.
The house, is there a house there now?
Not where we live, I think. There's one way up on the away from the road. You can see it from the road, but
But did you live right close to the road
Mhm.
there? How long did you live there?
6 years.
From 39?
No, we didn't move there. We moved there in 37 because that's the year Miss Howell passed away.
About 42.
We moved there in 43, or we moved there in 37, and we left there in 43, I know, because that's the year Kenneth was born. And he was born down there where he always lived, where they sell hamburgers.
Oh, he was born there? Did you live
Hardy
there?
and Genevieve was, yeah, we lived there 1 year.
Oh, in the house there?
Kenneth was born in that big white house.
Oh.
And Hardy and Genevieve was born there where they lived by the cemetery. This side Seabolt Cemetery.
Oh. Do you remember anything about a picture show? Was there a picture show in there?
Yeah,
When was that?
that was when we lived over there by the
Got
cemetery.
to see that cemetery? When, do you remember when that was?
Well, I don't remember if it was there when we moved there in 37 or not, but I know it was there while we lived there during that 6 years. But I don't know how long it stayed there.
Who ran that?
Lord, I couldn't tell you how there was in there.
You never went to the
I never
picture
went
show.
to the show.
It didn't stay very long, so I guess it wasn't too popular.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you how long it stayed there. It was right down on the corner, right close where Joe Pruitt lives now.
Joe Pruitt? Is that the same as John, or is that a different one?
Joe and John's brother.
Oh. Are they
Johnny
brothers?
lives right down here in a brick house
Yeah.
between here and Nycut, and Joe lives right on the corner going out of Nycut.
So how are they kin to Osie?
They're his boys.
Oh.
Osie's her daddy.
Oh. We've met Osie several times. Haven't sat and talked with him very long.
I really like Bess and Osie.
What's his last name, Bess? What was her name?
Her name was Sutton, her maiden name.
Does she come around here? Or?
Well, she was raised at Liberty. See, her and Osie moved to Nycut when they both took store.
Oh,
Well, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that Johnny Dale was born after they moved to Nycut. Maybe Ann, I don't know.
well, they have a daughter named Anne.
And their oldest daughter's named Faith.
She the one that has Faith Ceramic gift shop?
See, she's been in Texas for years. Her husband spent, I think, 27 years in service.
Oh.
And when he retired, they come back here and built that house. They did.
And we called, now Moton Mountain was the one,
But that's a wheel.
that's quite a ways up. And how about Hunt Mill?
Well, that's all I know. It's just a hollow. A branch runs miles and miles, runs into this creek right up here at the second ford. No, the third ford. You cross this ford up here at the slab, and then the Steel ford. And when the road was open, you went right on. See, this used to be the only road along here. That one up there wasn't even there.
Oh. Oh, just this one. Yeah. When did they build that one over there?
I couldn't tell you that. Now, before I married, the year that I married, a wagon could go over that road. But I never knew but one car going over it, and that was my daddy. My sister took diphtheria, but we didn't know what was the matter with her. She wasn't 2 years old. And well, Hunt Mill Holler was up and the little creek was up, but he crossed them anyway. I don't see how he ever done it. And he went across that mountain in that car to keep from crossing these two fords here.
Keep from going across
The next two.
slide.
Mm-hmm.
Where did he take her to the hospital?
They didn't take her to the hospital. They started to Uniontown. And then they got down here at night because that Comstock run store there then where that old store is.
Is it on the same side of the
No, it's on the other side where Sam Montgomery used to be.
It used to be on the east side of the street. Just right across it.
And he told him, says, you better get that baby to Mullsville and get her shot. Says she's got diphtheria. He said, if you go to Uniontown, said Doc Mitchell probably have to go to Van Buren and get the medicine to give her a shot. Well, they took her on to Mullsville and he gave her a shot and kept her there for 1 hour. He told Mama that if she'd have been in the last stage, she'd have died in 30 minutes after she took that shot. Well, my aunt then lived over there at the Haney place, and they took her there and kept her there till the creek went down, and they brought her home on Saturday. I never will forget it.
Who is your...
She's my youngest sister that's living. She lives at Closeville now.
Oh, this is your sister. And what was her name? What's her name?
Well, her name is Bernice, but everybody calls her Bernice, but it's the family. We all call her Bernice.
It's spelled just like it. So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I got 2 sisters and 5 brothers.
Oh. Feel like going through there now?
Oh, Lord. I don't know if I know where they're all born dead or not.
I don't know if it's the names or if any of them are around here now. Do any of them live here now?
My oldest brother lives at Springfield, Arkansas. His name's Bill.
Okay.
And the next one is John. He lives at Columbia, Missouri. And the next one's named Lester. He lives in Johnson, Kansas. And Dorothy, my sister Roland, is next. And Ben is the next brother. He lives in Scott City, Kansas. And Charles is the next one. He lives everywhere.
Just anywhere, huh?
Barnett, she lives. Well, her mail out is Bunch, Oklahoma, but she lives close to Stillwell as she does Bunch. I think it's 9 miles outside Stillwell. Where she lives. Too close she lives.
And then you?
Oh no, I'm between Bill and John.
Oh.
I'm the oldest girl.
You left yourself out there.
Well, I didn't count myself. You asked me how many brothers and sisters I had, and I was telling them how many I had.
Oh, that's
I don't count anyway, I don't care.
Well, when you lived down by, or when you lived up in Hunt Mill Hall, were there any other people living up down there?
Oh yes, they was a sawmill up there. They was people worked up there. I don't even know their names. Bill Henderson's the man's name that run the sawmill.
When, do you remember about when that was?
Well, it is the year I married, 1926. And then there was a stave mill way on up above where he lived. They all.
And how about a school?
Copy.
Coppic school? I think you already told
We
me
had
that.
to walk 2 miles to school. Kids had to do that now. They wouldn't go to school.
Pretty good for Ella. How many kids were there in school?
Oh, I don't know. They spoke to 100.
Really? That many?
They was from the 1st grade to the 8th grade. Or the primer to the 8th.
That's 100.
2 teachers.
And 2 teachers. How big was the school building?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I couldn't tell you that. There was 2 rooms there.
It was big enough to hold 100 kids?
I wouldn't say there's 100, but there was a bunch of them from the primer to the 8th.
Yeah.
And the only high school was here then that kids could go to was Rolla.
Oh. So did you go to high school?
Oh, Lord, no. I took typhoid fever when we lived up here on the Bradley place.
Oh.
And I don't know how long it lasted. I was between 15 and 16. But I know I got spur behind. I wouldn't go back. Mom tried to get me to go on like school teacher. I told her I wouldn't teach school if I'd already through high school.
So the Coppic school went through the 8th grade? Or?
Mm-hmm. That's the way they all was. Coppic, Oakdale, Short, Nycut. They had school in that house right down below Nycut.
Oh. Which one was that? Which house?
It's the first house after you pass that corner there where I told you Joe Pruitt lived. That far side of
Is that the
Nycut.
Seaboat? Richard Seaboat's place?
No, it's between the Seaboat
And
Quick Stop and Nycut.
oh.
So on the house is, it's on the right going towards Richmond. Bonnie Horn did live there, but she died, and they don't know about her there now. I don't guess nothing moved in that later.
You said your dad drove a car on that road. So when did
the name of the place any words, quantity of?
Nope, I sure don't.
Well, I sure don't.
It's some kind of state doings. I don't know what it is, though.
Well, it links up with the college somewhere or another. But
It's there on the college campus. I don't know what it is, though. I'm going to ask her one of these days. I don't know how many people have asked us that one question.
well, you said your dad came from Texas. And when he first came, he moved. Okay, he met your mother in Texas?
He met her in Arkansas.
In Arkansas.
Madison County, Arkansas. It's just a little ways from Huntsville, Arkansas. 12 miles, I think. Where Mama was raised. I never was there.
Did you say that you had an aunt that lived around here? Or like any of your mother's relatives or your dad's relatives still living here?
I've got one cousin that lives over here close to New Hope. That's the closest relation I've got.
Nobody right around this Leaf
Nope, my sister's all
we went to both places at different times.
left. My brother's all left.
What did your dad do? Did he farm or?
He farmed part of the time and he run a sawmill part of the time.
Oh, he ran a sawmill. Was that here?
He bought the sawmill up there in Hunt Mill when that guy sold it. And he moved down to the Bradley Ford. Now there's where he lived when my mama passed away in 35. It's right down the creek about a quarter from the Bradley Ford. But the sawmill was right there on the side of the road after you get across the Bradley Ford.
You're going across from which side?
Go right up this road and cross the ford. And
you go up north.
the sawmill was right by the side of the road.
Oh, just right after you cross the creek on the right side. Oh.
I've got to go take a tablet. I've talked too long.
Where do you, like if you get sick, do you have a special hospital that you go to now? Like Sparks?
I've not been in the hospital since I was at Oklahoma City. Now Tommy had surgery at Sparks in 71.
Just about due east.
What was wrong with him?
That gland trouble. I don't know the name of it. The last time, now he had surgery in Oklahoma City, he was referred at the University Hospital. The first time he had surgery was in 55. He had his appendix removed. In the 60s when he was ruptured. In 71 when he was sparked.
Mind going back to the sawmill that your dad had?
Oh, I hated it. Too much hard work.
Oh, did you have to work in it?
Nope. I never did work in it. The sawmill. Poppin' boys ran it.
Yeah.
Bill, my brother. He didn't even have to hire any help.
Didn't have what?
I said he didn't even have to hire help. Him and the boys, my brothers run it.
So when was that? What years?
Oh Lord, I don't know. He bought that before I married. In 26. Now I don't know how long he had it. He must have bought it in 26 though, because that's the year we moved back up there. It was the year I married. And Mama passed away in 35. She died the second day of November. And he left here and went to Missouri the first day of December.
Your dad did. He just sold the sawmill there and left?
He sold part of it. No, I didn't took it with him. Most of it.
Took the sawmill?
Put it up there. Moved it up there. Oh, but the boy.
Did he have relatives up there?
Well, some of the kids, boys. All the kids he had, but 2 went.
Oh, just went with him.
He married up there and lived there then until his wife died in 63. And he stayed up there, I guess, about a year after she died, and then he got sick and come back here to Roland to my sisters. He had surgery twice before he left. It'll be 12 years the 4th of July since he died. He died in 66.
4th of July. So what did your mother do while he was out there working on the sawmill?
Oh my, she made gardening and canned stuff. raise kids.
Took care of the whole thing. And so the store was in Nike. Did they have to go into the store very much, or did they pretty much grow everything they needed right there?
Well, you see, for the
What is it?
the way it was,
What?
he hauled a lot of stuff towards me. Timber that he saw me.
Yeah.
Well, if they needed anything, they didn't get Fort Smith, they got the night cut.
Oh. So did he cut his own timber there?
He cut his own timber and sawed it, and he had a truck and hauled it.
Did anybody else bring their timber up there too? It was just his own.
There's lots of people come there to the mill and bought lumber.
Oh. How many acres did he have?
He didn't own no land.
Oh, he didn't own it.
No, the timber then was free for everybody.
Oh.
Anybody that cut it got it.
Oh. So did he own the land that the house was on?
He never did own a place. He just moved here and now.
Yeah. So he just rented the place. Don't remember who he rented it from.
Yes, I know who owned the place then. Her name was Lily Langley. Lily Langley is what they called her, but her real name was Lila.
Do you have any Indian blood? Are you any part Indian? Any Indian?
I've got one in daughter-in-law, Kenneth's wife.
Yeah.
Oh, she's almost full blood. I don't know really.
What's her name?
Martha. Her name was Martha Waters.
Is she from around here? One of the...
She's from New Hope. Over there where we used to live.
There's some waters up
But
on
they
the
live-
shore.
Yeah, there's some up there, but I don't think. Now I won't say. I don't know if they're
No, earlier.
in relation or not.
Ella went to the post office school after Andy Rogers quit having it. Did they take the post office out while...
No, they took it out when after Mose Parrish bought that store. He run the post office a long time. Then they went to Uniontown from short. Huh?
It went from Andy Rogers to Mose Parrish's, and then from Mose Parrish's they took it out.
It's Uniontown Star Route now. Parrish kept it a long time. I don't know how many years.
Yeah. Did Crude run it more than... No, she was...
Oh Lord, she was boss of everything.
Oh, she was? She was the big boss?
If she hadn't have been, they'd went broke. He stayed drunk so much after they moved out there. Got to where, well, he'd like to die. The doctor told him if he got drunk again, he would die. So he quit drinking. I guess he was all right, only getting drunk.
Oh.
He was good to us. She was too. She just...
Do you remember a store being just being south of where their store, they finally moved their store to?
Their store?
No, the Parishes.
Their store was right at the end of Big Creek Bridge. On the left, going towards the mound.
Yeah.
Just across the creek at the end of the bridge.
And then it flooded and they moved it out. Yeah.
They asked Tommy for telling them the creek would wash them away.
Oh, Tommy told him that?
Yeah. And Mose said, I had God tell me that the other day, but I didn't believe him. Tommy said, well, I've seen that creek from here to the crossroads, and that's up there, you know, right at the foot of the hill at the mound.
Well, it's
Where that road goes across.
Right below the mound there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the first time the creek got up, it got, I'd say about as high as that in the store.
Mm.
And when the bridge washed away, now that would have scared me to death. I wouldn't have never had the nerve Prude Parrish had. They walked that bridge and went to Arthur Bakery. And it was just hanging up there. There was one plank you could go plumb across on. She walked that one plank and went back to that store. I don't know whether it was the next day or when it was.
She got caught on the other side, on the left
She
side.
went to the other side to keep them afraid she's going to wash away. Come on this side to Arthur Bakery.
Oh. Where did he live then? Just,
Right there by this end of the bridge, not White House.
oh, on the north side of the road or the south side?
Well, I don't know the north and south, but I know it's on the left of the road going towards the mound.
Oh,
The first house this side of the bridge.
Okay.
They put a
Be
new
on
trailer
the north
house
side.
now closer to the bridge than the house is.
And he
But that
lived in
White
that.
House has been there
Oh.
longer than I've been here, I guess.
And that was Arthur
Longer than I've
Bakery.
been in the world.
Did he live there all that time? That you can
Arthur lived
remember?
there then.
Mm-hmm.
He bought that place, I don't know what year it was, but it was during the 6 years that we lived in the cemetery, and they've lived there ever since.
Wow. That's quite a while ago.
Yeah. I know we moved there in 37,
Uh-huh.
and they had lived there quite a while when we left there in 41.
Mm-hmm. Who's his wife? Is his wife?
Her name was Denny, Gladys Denny.
Oh,
We grew up together, you might
oh,
say.
you and Glenn.
She seems more like relation than she does
Yeah.
just a friend, because we've been together so much.
Is she about your age then?
I'm older than she is, and we married, I think there's about 3 years difference in our, I wouldn't say for sure, because I don't know exactly when she married. But I know we've been married 2 or 3 years when her and Arthur married.
Oh, yeah. Well, Denny's her, what were her parents' name? Were they were from down around there, weren't
Her mother died when she was just small. I never did know her mother. But her daddy's name was Hardin.
Okay.
He's been dead now, I guess, 6 or 8 years.
And did he have land down there around Short?
People used to rent land. There wasn't many people that owned land in this country then.
Not that many landowners. Did they rent it from the Indian folks who were a lot of
Some of the
land?
Indians had land that they rented out, and some of the white people.
Yeah.
Now that Seaboat place, see that place this side of the cemetery, and that down there where I told you Kenneth was born. Seaboat's on, one Seaboat's on that in the cemetery, and another one on that down there. Well, we rented from them.
Mm-hmm.
Now Stanley, next to our oldest boy, bought this place before he ever married.
Mm-hmm.
He bought this in 48 and married in 50.
Who did he buy it from?
Tom Flanagan.
Tom Flanagan, was that Flanagan's Mountain named after him?
I guess it is. He used to own that Flanagan.
Yeah.
He moved off a bit down here.
Do you know where the name Hunt Mill came from?
Lord knows.
It was just always called that, huh?
It's just the name of a branch.
Yeah.
And it's such a big holler. It's always called Hunt Mill Holler. I've heard of it all my life.
Yeah.
Ever since I can remember. It's like Mission Branch. Now that little old bridge, you know, you cross over here after you cross Big Lee's Creek.
Yeah.
Come on this little piece and cross another little bridge. Now that's Mission Branch. And people call that Mission Holler, and that's why hunting goes.
Oh, yeah. Well, is there a mission down there?
Boy, I couldn't tell you. I don't know why it was named.
Yeah.
It's probably because somebody had once lived there, but that name somewhere.
Mission, yeah. Now, who are the Hands you were talking about?
Well, I can't tell you that. I've seen them. Now, her sister did live down there with her. That's her niece.
Joyce?
Miss Hill is Miss Haney's niece.
Oh, okay. I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I've seen
now.
Miss Haney when she lived up there on that range.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. You know who lived over there before the Haney's?
Oh, that's the place where we lived when we started going together. Where Mom and Papa lived. That's where Jody was born.
Oh, where'd you live in relation to the ranch house up there?
We wasn't no relation to them.
No, I mean, did you live close to where the house is?
Oh, yeah. The ranch house, my uncle and grandpa built that when it first built that. His name was Doc Burgess, and grandpa's name was Maloney, Bud Maloney.
Oh, was that your dad's?
No, it's my mother's brother and stepdad.
Oh.
That'll make too much racket. She won't want that on this.
Oh. So your dad, your grandpa, and your
Uncle.
Your uncle's name was
Doc Burgess.
Was he a doctor? Just called him
They
doctor.
just named him that, I reckon. I don't know. The O-C-K was his name.
Oh, so they built that house. The
Well,
one that
now,
used to be there before.
Somebody told me that part of the house that Uncle Doc and Grandpa put there had been tore away and they'd built more onto it.
Oh.
I've wanted to go up there for years, but I don't get to ever go. Makes my head hurt so bad to go out of this school and I have to.
Did they own it?
But now if I could just go up there, yeah, they own that. They bought it.
Oh, they owned it.
And then they traded it to Spear Anderson, the man that owned it when we lived there.
Do you know about when that was that they sold it to Spear Anderson?
No, I couldn't tell you that, but I know they lived there. They had built that house and moved in it when we left the Molten Mountain and moved to Broken Eye when I was 11 years old, or almost 11. That'd be counted 10 years old.
They already had it built.
We moved there in December. We got there the 23rd day of December, and I would have been 11 years old 18 tomorrow.
Oh, so you lived there with your
Now,
grandpa?
they built that either that year or the year before.
How much land did they have?
I don't know a thing about that. I just know they owned it.
You were just
And the house where Jody was born was in their field.
Oh, right up on top of the...
No, it was down on the level part in the field.
Oh. Was there an old stagecoach road going through there ever? Do you ever hear anybody, like your grandpa, talk about it? Or?
I don't even know which way that stagecoach road went. But it come right by there. There was a stagecoach stop there at the Seabolt place where we lived.
Oh, yeah.
But now it come on, went through there some way or another and went toward Gibson. Above telephone. The other side of telephone.
Oh. So that stagecoach stop was there when you were living there?
Oh no, that was years and years before I was ever
That's
born.
what I thought that.
I don't even know nothing about
Didn't
it.
hear any stories.
I don't know
Stories
anything
that.
about when they quit using that for stagecoach.
How about the land that your grandpa, or the house up there, the old Henny place, did they farm it? Or
Oh yeah,
what they
people
have?
had to farm then to live.
What kind of things did he plant?
They was planting corn, cotton, and cane. I don't know if they planted anything else or not. I know they made garden and canned vegetables and fruit.
So
And he traded that down to Spear Anderson, the man that owned it when we lived on it, for his place down there in Hanson, Oklahoma.
Oh. And then, do you know who Spear Anderson?
I don't know who he sold it to.
Maybe the Haynes after that? Or?
No, Reinhardt's owned it before.
Oh.
Stephen got it before Haney's got it. Tommy, didn't Reinhardt own that place, that Haney place, before Haney's got it?
No, I don't think so. Homer Smith.
Oh, Homer Smith. Well, I knew that Grandpa and Uncle Doc traded it to Spear Anderson for his place. And Haney's bought it from Homer Smith, didn't he?
No, I think there was another rancher bought it from Homer Smith, and that guy bought it from him.
Well, who owns it now? Haney's don't own it now, do they?
Well, the hill said Doss. Someone named Doss.
Well, I
He
know I've
doesn't
heard
live
Gayla
there.
talk about, the school bus that comes here and picks her up.
Oh,
And after the last ones moved there, well, the bus had to go up there.
oh. Well, I was told that someone named Doss owns it now.
Gayla, come here a minute.
The Pools live out there, caretaker.
What's them people's name that goes up there, that lives up there at the Haney place? Do you know?
I don't know any people.
Well, the bus goes up there. How many children do they pick up?
Where's the Haney place?
Well, over here where Jerry and their place.
Oh, there where Lady lives?
Yeah. No, not where she lives now. Up here where Jess and Georgia used to live, above Nycut.
No, Jason, Georgie. Georgie London?
Yeah.
No, I think
Don't you know where she lived?
The Killers?
I don't know who lives there, where Georgia used to live, and I don't know. But I know you said that the school bus, after them people moved up there, had to go to the Haney place. Anymore.
They'd get out and push that thing.
Well, I guess that's their name. But I never have met them. I don't know them. But I'd still like to go up there and visit to see the house.
See the old house, yeah.
Now, I was there one night, when Miss Haney lived there. It's the last time I've ever been there. And the house where Jody was born, I think, no house called there.
So did you live in the house that your grandpa built?
No,
Or you never lived there?
see, there was three houses on that place.
Oh.
We lived in one of them, and there was an old man and an old lady. Their name was Smallwood, lived in the other one that they rented.
Smallwood. Who did they rent it from? The same
Spear
people
Anderson.
you did? Spear Anderson?
See, the place had three houses on it when Uncle Doc and Grandpa bought it.
Oh.
But the one that was where they wanted to live was they built a new house there.
Oh.
And it's the one right where Miss Haney lived when she was there.
Main ranch part is now. And the others were down south from there?
The best I can remember, it would have had to have been south, because this way would have been north.
Mm-hmm. One down, like down at the bottom of the hill and close to the
Now you can go the way we went to NASA when we went in car. That first new car my daddy bought was the year we lived there in 25. But we could come through the trailway or we could come horseback. It's just 1 mile from where we live to the store at night.
Did many other people have cars?
Not too many, no. I remember the first car I ever seen in this country.
Who was it?
It's Dr. Shamler.
Oh,
The
Dr.
doctor
Shamler.
lived about that long.
Oh, Doc Shamler. Well, you mentioned Dr. Burgess.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Doc Burgess. That's your
He was my uncle.
uncle.
He
Okay.
was the only brother my mama had.
Oh. And so your grandfather's name was
His name was Bud Maloney.
Bud Maloney.
See, my grandpa Burgess died a year before Mama married. And Grandma married Grandpa Maloney. Well, he's the only grandpa I ever knew on Mama's side.
Oh.
He was just like a grandpa.
And so he was your stepfather.
He and Mama's stepfather, my step-grandfather, but he just seemed much to me as Grandpa Hallman did.
Yeah.
Because I never
So you
knew.
hardly knew Grandpa Hall.
Grandpa Burgess died. He run a store up there in Madison County, Arkansas, where Mama was born and raised. But he died a year before Mama married. Oh, I must get
Oh, I see. Yeah. So what was your grandma's name?
Her name was Sarah.
Sarah? Is that like Sarah or Sarah?
Sarah is the way.
It was what?
Tickdale root
Tick
of the nerve. They was Dennis Telfaw told me that in September before I went to the hospital the next July.
And they said it was uncommon?
They said there never was very many people in the world ever had it. Is that on?
Yep.
I don't want to take that.
Oh.
She's got it.
Oh, she told me that. Anything about, when you had to go to school or like having your kids, how hard, was it hard to get doctors to come up or did you go down and see the doctors or?
I had 8 children, and I went to the doctor one time
That was just
on Sunday before Geraldine was born Wednesday night. And that's it.
And that was the only time for all 8 children.
And now you got to go every 2 or 3 weeks.
So did everybody do that? Just
Everybody done that.
Just didn't even ever go to the
Never
doctor.
thought about a doctor till you was confined.
Yeah. Well, did people usually stay at home and have relatives come over and help, or is that the way you did it?
I never did have but one woman stay with me and do the work after one was born, and that was Jennifer over there on the Seaboard Park.
Yeah.
Tommy done the work.
How about the birth itself? Was there a doctor?
Oh, we always had a doctor or a midwife. Now, we didn't have time to get no doctor when Wilma was born.
Oh.
so you just found that out.
Just did it all yourself.
Kayla and I'd be on that table.
Well,
No, I thought I was sick. I went to Fort Smith, went to Roland and my sisters that night. Tom said, I want to have you close to the hospital when you get sick. Well, the next day at 11 o'clock, I quit hurting. He took me over at 1 and said, that is this fault pain. If I wasn't confined in 10 days to come back. On Wednesday night, they'd having a revival at nightclub. Now, anybody will laugh at this. There's a woman come up here to go to church from New Hope. Well, her and Harley and Tommy went to church. Well, they'd been gone about an hour, I guess. I told Minnie, I said, Minnie, you're going to have to go get Tommy. She said, Mom, are you sick? And I said, yes, I am. She hadn't drove too much then. We had a Plymouth car. I said, you go out there and get ready to go with you and get Flossie to come and stay with me. Well, I said, tell him bring Florida Duty up here. She'd been a midwife ever since I could remember. I said, she'll know whether I'm sick or not. And I said, I don't want to go to that hospital again and have to come back. Well, I went down there and got Tom and May Bryant was the woman's name that come to go to church. But she come back and Florrie come with. Well, they took me in the house. I was sitting here on the porch. They laid me in there and laid me on the bed. I just sat down on the bed and laid back crosswise on the bed. And Ray, he was still out here. He was sitting on the porch. He said, Tommy, don't you want me to go call an ambulance? Florrie said, well, we couldn't get her in an ambulance. It's backed up right there at that porch. And it wasn't no time to roll my squall. Well, it's all over before 9 o'clock. I told him it's a good thing though. We had Florrie at church and on up here.
So her name is Florrie Duty.
Florrie Duty.
Midwife.
She's half my cousin, one California. She died in California. Her and her husband.
Is she relation to Mom Duty?
Well, now they're way off relation. I don't know what relation her husband and Mom Duty's daddy was, but they were some relation some way, but I couldn't tell you.
Oh, yeah.
How?
What was her maiden name?
Oh, I don't even know. Her first husband's name was Murphy. She had 2 boys, Sam by Charlie Murphy. Her youngest boy was named Sam.
They still live around here?
He died, and no, they both live in California. That's how come her and Doc moved to California.
Oh, yeah. Was she a midwife when you were growing up? Oh.
Hey, she was getting on up in years when Wilmay was born. Wilmay was born in 14th of September 1950. And they never stayed here too awful many years after that, till they went to California. I don't know. I guess Florrie's been dead for 10 years, maybe longer. I wouldn't say because I don't know.
Was there any other midwives that practiced around the Lincoln area?
There was one used to be over there short, but that was long before that. She waited on me when Jody was born.
What was her name?
was Tucker.
Tucker? Yes. What was the first
I
name?
don't know.
Well, did women ever have the doctor's home, or did they usually have midwives?
Oh, sometimes when they could get a doctor. Now, like when Stanley was born, old Dr. Kraft here at night. And then, Beth Barnes waited on me when Minnie was born. She was born at 3 o'clock when Dr. Blue got there at 5. And he waited on me with the rest of them down to Wilmay. And she was born before we had time to send after Dr. Blue. He laid on me with Tylee and Genevieve and Kenna and Jeremy.
Dr. Liz.
That's half of it. And he would have weighed on me with what, me if she hadn't got here quick, because they couldn't have took me to the hospital.
Did he work at a hospital?
Oh, he didn't work no hospital. He just lived out in the country like we do.
Yeah. He just took care of the people around here. Was there doctors like over in Short area when you?
Closest one was Uniontown. When I lived up here, the year I had typhoid fever, my doctor come from Uniontown up here to see me.
Oh, up to Huntsville?
No, up here on the Bradley place where I had typhoid.
Oh.
It's right on up that road over there.
Going up north on this.
But he had to come this way because this was on the road then, the bus.
Yeah.
He'd come right up this road.
Across the creek.
Cross the creek twice from here to the Bradley place. This ford up here and then was still ford.
What was that for? Emory?
And the still.
Still?
Still.
Still.
That was Sam's still home. And she was his girl. Cut that thing out and water.
Emory Steel.
If Tina's asleep, we'll go put that fan on her.
And that's the one, if you just keep going on this Coppice Road, it's the next one after. When you cross the creek again.
His house was right back this side of the Emma Steele Ford where he raised his family.
Just on the right side of the road.
Before you cross it. Before you go across. But it's full of rocks now. There can't nobody cross it.
What was his wife's name?
What, I couldn't tell you. Seemed like her name was Emma, but I wouldn't tell you.
Oh, his name wasn't Emma.
His name was Sam.
Sam.
But now the boy